Okay, we're going to write the following equations in standard form. We're going to do some examples. Remember that standard form is ax plus by equals c. And there must be no fractions in it, and the a, the leading coefficient, the number in front of the x, cannot be a negative. So all we want to do is first, if there are fractions, we want to clear them out. In number 1, there are no fractions, so we don't have to do that. Step 2 says that we move all the variables to the left and all the constants to the right. So basically all we have is this right here, negative 2x. We want to move it to the left. Well, when we change sides of the equation, it changes it to its opposite. So a negative 2x on the right side would become a positive 2x on the left side. So we would have 2x plus y equals 3. All we're doing is moving it. It's the same as if we were adding 2x on both sides. But we're just going to kind of do a shortcut. We're just going to move it. All right, so then you look to see, do I have a negative in front of my x? And no, I don't. So 2x plus y equals 3, that is standard form, and we are done with that one. Let's look at number 2. Number 2 is negative 6x plus 9y equals negative 9. All right, there are no fractions, but we do have a negative in front of the x. So what we want to do to get rid of that is we're going to multiply the entire equation by negative 1. When we do that, it changes everything to its opposite sign. So a negative becomes a positive and a positive becomes a negative. So this would become positive 6x minus 9y equals positive 9, and now it's in standard form. And we're done. On number 3 is almost in standard form. All the variables are on the left and the constants are on the right, except for the x needs to come first. So if we reorder this, it would be negative 5x plus y equals 3. That's supposed to be a plus. There we go. I've got to get rid of that negative in front of the x, so I am going to multiply the entire thing by negative 1, making it 5x minus y equals negative 3, and now it's in standard form. And I'm done. Okay, let's go on and do some with fractions. Okay, if we look at number 4, I have a fraction in it, so I want to clear out the fraction. The denominator of that fraction is a 2, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything by 2 to get rid of that fraction. So it's going to double everything. So I'm going to end up with 2y equals negative 3 over 2x. The 2 and the 2 in the denominator are going to cancel, so it's just going to become negative 3x. And then plus 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, if you are not sure how that negative 3 halves times 2 became a negative 3, you could do that in your calculator. But 2 times negative 3 halves does equal negative 3. Okay, and then we're going to take that x, because it needs to be on the left side. So when we move it to the left side, it becomes a positive 3x. So we'll have 3x plus 2y equals 2, and that is now standard form because the number in front of the x is positive. So we're done with that one. Okay, we're going to try the same thing on number 5. Okay, on number 5, I have a fraction whose denominator is 5, so I'm going to multiply the entire thing by 5. I have to multiply everything by 5. So I'm going to get 5y equals, and the 5 that I multiplied by and the denominator of 5 cancel out, so it ends up as 4x plus 4 times 5 is 20. And then I'm going to take that x and move it over. It's going to become a negative 4x on that side, plus 5y equals 20. And I am not allowed to have a negative in front of my x, so I'm going to multiply by negative 1, and I get 4x minus 5y equals negative 20. And that is now standard form. Make sure that you are pausing if you are having any questions, so you can look at my work, or you can ask questions of each other, or of anybody, or of the substitute, whoever you need to ask. Okay, let's look at number 6. Number 6, We have a 3 in the denominator, so I'm going to multiply everything by 3 to clear that out. And I'm going to get 3y equals, it's going to be negative 2x because my 3's cancel, minus 3 times 3 is 9. Don't forget to multiply everything by 3. I need to take that x and move it over. It's going to become a positive on the other side because it's a negative right now. So when I move it, it will become positive. So I have 2x plus 3y equals 9, and that is now standard form, and I am done with number 6. Okay, let's look at some more. Okay, on number 7, I again have a fraction. The denominator is 5, so I'm going to multiply everything by 5. And so I'm going to get 5y equals, and the 5 and the denominator of 5 cancel, so it ends up at negative 2x. And then I need to move that negative 2x to the other side. It's going to become positive 2x over there. And when I moved it, I didn't have anything left, and so what I had left was 0. And that is now standard form. Okay, number 8. I have two fractions. Both of them have a denominator of 4, so I want to multiply everything by 4, and it's going to clear out both those fractions. Okay, when I multiply by 4, I get 4y equals 3/4 x times 4. The 4's cancel, so that ends up with as being 3x. 19 over 4 times 4, the 4's cancel, so it's plus 19. And then I have to move my variables over to the left. On the left side, it becomes negative 3x plus 4y equals 19. I am not allowed to have a negative in front of my x, so I'm going to multiply that by negative 1. Multiply everything by negative 1. It becomes positive 3x minus 4y equals negative 19, and that is now standard form. Okay, the very last one, it's y equals negative x. There's no fractions, so I'm just going to take my variable and move it over to the left side. It's going to become positive x over there plus y. And since you moved it away and there was nothing left, that equals 0. And this is now standard form, and I'm done. Standard form is really pretty easy. You just have to clear out your fractions, move all your variables to the left, and make sure that first number, the number in front of the x, does not have a negative in front of it. That's it. All right, now you're going to work on an assignment over this.